Who want one last trip to the long trail?
Welcome back to the channel, everyone. Today we are going to be doing another Tekken 8 base roster tier list prediction. I did, I think, 4 of these in the past, and the last one that I did, I said that was going to be the last one and that was it. But the reason why I'm doing it again is because I've been getting so many requests on the live stream. So I'm caving to the pressure. I'm going to give the people what they want. Another final base roster prediction. As I start placing characters in these different categories, we'll talk about why they are named what they are named. For no, let's just get some of the easy ones out the way. Harada said they currently are not working on any guest characters, and the way that he said it, it made it seem like Akuma, Geese Howard, Gon, basically every single guest character we got in the past is currently not being put into Tekken 8. Even though there's a bunch of memes and all this stuff, Harada's not doing it, not yet. And I was talking about this with the live stream. I don't think they should be focusing on guest characters just yet. Once we get Tekken 8 and we get to see more of the roster, more of the story, then maybe they can shift their attention to that. But they really should be putting all of their focus on these characters. Look at how many characters is here. All of these characters need to be given the love and attention that they need in order for Tekken 8 to be good. And then after, we can start thinking about guest characters and this and that, right? I want to start off with the held for DLC. The reason why I have this held for DLC section is because in Tekken 8, they're going to try to sell us characters again. But I don't think they're going to be selling us the same DLC twice. Characters that normally would be on the base roster might get removed and then sold to us later as DLC. And even though I'm the biggest Dragunov fan, as for picking characters, for me it probably goes Yoshimitsu, Kunimitsu, and then Brian Fury and Dragunov is tied for third. So I put him in held for DLC with a heavy heart, because I'm just thinking about what characters they can possibly try to sell to us later. I think Bob is another character that they can hold for DLC. I kind of want to say Leo, but really Leo depends, because Leo has that, you don't know whether she is female or male. I say she is definitely a female, but in terms of the story, she does not have a gender. And in this time and age where we live, a character like that is almost necessary to be on the roster. So for her, it depends. Miguel, I feel like could be held for DLC. I kind of feel like Lucky Chloe can be held for DLC. But the thing about Lucky Chloe, a lot of people hate on this character, but you guys would be mistaken if you think this character is not popular. This character has a huge player base, fan base, and all of the above. Yes, she has a lot of haters, but that does not mean this character is hated. That's totally different. I can see her being base roster as well as held for DLC. So I'll put her in depends. Kazumi, her story really had to do with Heihachi. And if Heihachi's not going to be in the game, then I don't think she will be either. And also Akuma. If Akuma is not active and doing anything, you really don't have a reason to flashback and show her again. This is a very successful character in my opinion, but I kind of see her as accomplishing what she needed to accomplish. Roger Jr., this character is being held back by politics. A lot of people don't notice about Roger Jr., but Roger was supposed to be in the base roster of Tekken 7, but PETA had this character removed. They literally told Harada, if you don't remove Roger, we will not allow you to sell your game in the US. And the US player base is like 40%. So Harada had no choice. From the trailer, it looks like Jin is going to have control over the Devil Gene, and I think all of these variations of Jin will be merged into one character. That's my predictions, and I see a lot of people saying that as well. Baekdu-san. I'm gonna change curse. I'm gonna put feature. Now, the reason why I'm putting feature in this section is because I think if they don't put this character in the game, which I don't think they will, Harong is definitely the way they're going to go. But I think they could show Baek Dusan maybe in Haran's ending or his story or something like that. If Baek Dusan is truly 100% alive, I think he will make some kind of appearance. Haran is 100%. I think Asuka kind of really should be in 100. I'm going to put her 100%. I really think both of these characters can be on the roster at the same time. They may have to change a little bit about one of these two to make them feel distinct and different. Maybe what they can do for Jun Kazama is maybe make her fight a little bit more like Unknown. Kind of what they did with Zafina. When they brought Zafina into the game, they gave her a lot of new attacks that incorporated Azel into her arm and stuff like that. I feel like they could do the same thing with Jun Kazama and Unknown, just to make those two separated. But even then, I think these two characters definitely deserves to be in the game. Zafina, I feel like this character can be featured. The only reason I'm not putting this character super high up is because her low usage rate. Actually, I'll put depends, because this character has so much story importance now, and she's hunting down both Jin and Kazuya. She wants to destroy them, but then at the same time, she's also looking for Claudio because she feels Claudio can help her. So Zafina is doing a whole lot in the story, and I wouldn't be surprised if she's playable for that reason, but 100% she has to be in the story because she's doing too much. She's too active not to be. Heihachi, I really want to put Heihachi down in the nope section, but I could see Kazuya giving a speech about how his father did this and Heihachi did that, and then we get a flashback to maybe one of those things showing him actually doing it. But other than that, I really don't think Heihachi should be on the base roster. It should be exclusively on Jin and Kazuya. That's how I feel, at least. Alyssa, 100%. Paul Phoenix, 100%. Zhao Yu, 100%. Yoshimitsu, 100%. Lars, 100%. Leroy Smith, 100%. Lita, I think Lita will be the first. No, Alita's going to be 100% as well. Armor King and Regular King. I'll put Armor King down in 90 to 80%. And the only reason I'm not putting him in 100% is because it's two kings. It's two of them. When they're doing the base roster for these characters, I can see it getting really like competitive. How many characters do we have? 11, 12? I want everyone to comment how many characters you think is going to be on the base roster. Tekken 7 had 36. If Tekken 8 does 36 as well, then Armor King will be base roster. But if they do not, if they drop it down to like 24 or 28, somewhere in there, that is when it gets dicey for a character like Armor King. But really, in my heart of hearts, he should be there. King and Armor King both earned their spot. Brian Fury, 100. Claudio, 100. Christine, I will put Christine in 90 to 80% as well. I'll put Eddie in depends, because a lot of people don't like the way Eddie was did in the story, and then you also have a lot of people requesting for Christine to return. And I could see them simply putting Christine in the story, having Lucky Chloe be her rival, and then Christy save Eddie from Lucky Chloe, and then boom, everything is fixed. Everyone is no longer upset. But I think she could be on the roster, not only to balance male versus female, but this character has a unbelievable fan base. Claudio, like I said, this character has a lot of story stuff with Zhao Yu, with Eliza, with Zafina, with Devil Jin. Claudio has a lot of connections too, and I can see this character returning. And also, he's really popular. Really popular. Brian Fury, there's not really much to say there. This guy is one of the most popular characters in the game, as well as Yoshimitsu. Even though Leroy Smith is in 100%, I think out of all the DLC, this guy is probably the most popular. Also too, with Leroy Smith, he's the only black character in this section. Look at this. Out of the 100%, Leroy Smith is the only one. kind of Armor King, kind of Eddie, Christine. Like, you don't really have that much, and that's another reason this character is probably certain. On the topic of the diversity, Master Raven and Male Raven. I kind of want to put Master Raven in 90 to 80%, but it's kind of the same thing with Eddie and Christine, to where these two characters battle neck and neck, and it really just comes down to what the developers think is best. Do they think putting Raven back in the game is going to be the best? Or are they like, we're not doing that, Master Raven is the future? That's how it's gonna go. It's literally a 50-50, throw a coin up in the air, doesn't land on Raven or Maven. I kind of want to put Bruce in 90 to 80%, but I also want to put Bruce held for DLC. This is what I'm thinking. Let me show you guys this real quick. So Bruce held for DLC, and then I could see Fakam being in maybe feature, and then I could see Josie being like that. That's kind of what I could imagine happening, but the Bruce community is very, very, very angry with how their character has been handled. And what I think they could do for Bruce to explain his absence, in Tekken 6, the last time Bruce showed up, he was on the battlefield and someone told him over radio, there is someone on the other side of the hill killing everyone. We need you and your squad to go over there and take that threat out. From the way it was said, it sounded like it was Devil Jin, and if it was Devil Jin over there, Bruce probably could have died. But on the flip side, even if he did die, which I think he should, I think that would be incredible for the story, but even if he did die, who are the masters of bringing people back to life? G Corporation. They brought Kazuya back in Tekken 3. They could do the same thing for Bruce, and that would explain his absence for Tekken 7, because he was healing, he was recovering, he was being brought back to life the same way Kazuya was. So that's what I think they could do for this character, but who knows what they're going to create. Angel, feature. Ogre, feature. The reason why I put Angel as a feature, I really want to put her on the base roster, but that's just my bias speaking. Angel is one of my most beloved characters, and I want this character to be there, but realistically I think she may show up. I could honestly see her showing up as DLC. Like, I could see her being shown in the story as how she relates to Kazuya, because those two characters are connected in one way or another, right? So I could see her showing up, trying to do this, do that, possibly saving Jun Kazama, but then showing up as DLC. That would be crazy. Ogre, on the other hand, I don't think they'll put Ogre on the base roster, because I just feel like that's not what this character is destined to be. But I do think they can show this character in flashbacks, because if Jun Kazama is being reintroduced into the story, you're gonna need to show the conclusion to their battle. You're gonna need to show how she was able to escape from Ogre, so those two characters are linked in that sense. Lily, 100%. Unknown, I'll put in feature, because same thing, Jun Kazama. Alex is a depend. I could see them putting this character on the roster to add that animal wow factor, but at the same time, I don't know. Kuma, I think 100%. Panda probably will be a skin for Kuma or something like that, but at the same time, I don't think so. But this character may be a feature. Jinpachi, no. Dr. Boskanovich, I kind of want to say no, but at the same time, he could show up in someone's story doing something. You never know with that guy. I don't know who this is. Michelle, no. Eliza, I could see Eliza being held for DLC, but at the same time I could see her being base roster. Slim Bob, depending on how big the time skip is, I'll put him in depends. Depending on how big the time skip is, that's when this character could show up or not. If the time skip is multiple years, then maybe Bob would transform into Slim Bob. But the only reason I don't see that happening is because Bob is one of the only heavy set characters on the roster. You have him and you have Ganryu, and other than that, there's no really heavy set characters. So Bob kind of has that role too. Fang, I feel like Fang is almost certain at this point. Law, 100%. Violet, 100%. Wang, Jinrei. Maybe a feature, maybe we'll finally get some answers to where this character is at. A lot of people think this character is dead, but to my understanding, the last time we saw this character canonically in the story, this character was simply talking to Zafina at the end of Tekken 6. Now, Harada was playing around with the idea that this character may have died, so we don't know what this character is currently doing in Tekken 7, but at the end of Tekken 6, this character was talking to Zafina. That was the last time they were seen. So, maybe this will be explained as a feature of sorts. Katarina, no. Or Katarina probably could be DLC. That's a big probably though. That's a big probably. Because the thing about Katarina, people only like the way this character looks. And looks is so replaceable. Like Eliza, Josie, like most of the female characters in Tekken is beautiful. She is not special for that reason, you know? JC. Did I already talk about Julia? Oh no, Julia's right here. So I think Julia, maybe I'll put the pins and I'll put Julia is another interesting case. I don't think this character can be sold twice as DLC. So it's either you're on the roster or you're not. Considering she was in Tekken Bloodline, and also considering that the female version of Julia, JC, was made canon, that's two strong reasons for this character to be in a game. The female version just been made canon, and then this character was in Tekken Bloodline. And this character is kind of popular too. Out of the DLC, she's probably like top 5 or something like that, right? Taekwondo Girl, no. Tiger, no. This character will be featured just because it's, you know, Ogre's, transformation. Mokujin. I feel like Mokujin will be on the roster just so people have something to celebrate about. Steve Fox, yes. Shahid, no. Sebastian, maybe featured in Eliza's or Lily's story. Nina Williams. Here's the part that I want to talk about. Nina Williams and Anna Williams. I honestly think both of these characters can be on the roster at the same time, base roster. The only reason I say they have to both be on the base roster is because Anna cannot be DLC twice. Only people who will buy this character for a second time is Anna mains. And then Nina, this character is the only female character to be in every single Tekken game. And I don't think they're going to stop that now. So Nina is another case of either this character is going to be on the base roster or not at all. And the same thing with Marduk. Marduk's not going to be in the game. I don't think so. That's just how I feel about this character. I don't think so. His story and everything about this character can be told from the perspective of King and Armor King. Jack, yes. Kunimitsu. I think Kunimitsu is very likely. On the live stream, I was talking about Ganryu and how this character probably won't be in Tekken 8, but instead of this character just disappearing forever and not to be seen until Tekken Tag Tournament 3, what I think they could do for a character like Ganryu is, because this is Heihachi's pal, right? We're shown in Tekken Bloodline, this is someone that Heihachi has been with for a long time. And since Kazuya killed Heihachi, they should have Ganryu try to get revenge, and then Kazuya also kills him. That's if they do not want this character in the game. If they really want to get rid of some of these characters, then they should give them like a heroic send-off, a heroic death. Have some of these characters try to approach Kazuya or even Jin, and then have them suffer the consequences. That's what I would do to buff the story. Because I really don't like the idea of this character's here in this game and then they disappear for 3 games and they don't even exist. Give them a reason to disappear, to vanish, right? That's what I say. No. Lei, I don't think so. This character, yes, it's popular, but we have so many male characters already, and his popularity does not overshadow any one of these characters. Definitely a unique fighting style, and I think Tekken will be missed without him. That's why everyone was asking for him to be DLC in Tekken 7, because it really is different. But at the same time, that won't work twice. Harada put this character in the game and it was very bad. The whole "don't ask me for shit" meme is because LA. People said put this character in the game, but then all those people just completely ignored him once he was and no one played him. Gigas is a part of Chi Corporation. This is a test. This is a counter to Jack, and I could see him showing up again for that reason. Maybe they have a new Gigas. Maybe Ganryu attacks Kazuya and they capture him and they turn Ganryu into Gigas number 2, because Gigas is just a operation name. Gigas is a project. They capture highly skilled warriors and they turn them into these mindless monsters to do damage. So anyone can be turned into a Gigas. Gigas isn't the name of, it's kind of like Yoshimitsu. Yoshimitsu isn't the character's name, it's a title. Gigas is also a title. Anyone can be turned into Gigas, and I think they would be smart if they did that. I don't know who, like, if you do it to Baekdu-san, people will be upset. If you did it to Wang, if you did it to Ganryu, it's very tricky which character they can turn into Gigas, but I think that would be cool. Or they could simply just bring back the original Gigas, because this character has some story to do as well. The last character, Bo Montana, I think this character's name is, and the only reason I don't think this character will be on the roster is because we have so many guys already. But I could see this character showing up as DLC, because this character, out of all the Tekken Mobile and the Taekwondo Girl, those two characters are the only two characters that everyone likes from Tekken Mobile. So I think those two characters could possibly show up as DLC. Now, I want to just look generally at this. You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So that's 22 characters plus 23, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 29 characters in 100 to 98%. So that would mean all of these characters right here are competing against them. And something we have to realize too, in every new Tekken game, they always add 4 to 5 brand new characters. So that is why I really was hesitant to put these Depends and these Held for DLCs up, because there's going to be brand new characters. Like, we've been talking on a live stream, and a lot of people want to see Zoe, the Tekken Force soldier. A lot of people want to see different regions. Pakistan get a character, Canada get a character, Africa get a character. A lot of people want to see new characters, and those new characters is going to take some legacy characters' spot. So even though this roster here is, 29 I said, you still have all of these Depends, and you still have the whole DLC section, and then you have 4 to 6 characters that is going to be brand new. So it's a lot of characters they're really going to have to juggle when you're talking about the base roster for Tekken 8. Regardless of what they do, people are going to be upset. There's no way you can please everyone with this amount of characters, and I think Harada would be smart to just start killing characters off. Ganryu, get that character out of there. Baekdu-san, establish that this character is retired. No games, no gimmicks, just 100% say that Harang is the Taekwondo character going forward. They need to start putting their foot down so people expectations can be placed right. But when you leave all of these things so vague, then it becomes a problem. Really, when you get into this 90 to 80 to Depends Held for DLC, all of those characters can be switched around. Any one of those characters can take another character's spot, depending on which side of the bed Harada and Michael Murray wake up on, right? But that's going to be it. I just want to do this again because I've been getting a lot of requests from the live streams. Hopefully everyone enjoyed this little breakdown and thought this was at least cool, funny, entertaining, something like that. But I'll see you guys next time. Thanks for watching, and bye-bye.